what I've also done is we've gifted your niece Lauren and her fiance Kyle, who have got engaged on their trip to Ireland. So everyone knows. Every time you look at it, you'll remember how happy you are.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. What a great gift to share this in this beautiful country with all of you, and to share these beautiful words. We were lucky enough to, well, I was lucky enough to ask 4 beautiful words to her, and luckily she said yes. So here we are now. Thank you.
So it gives me great pleasure to invite Marilyn, our Canadian Vice President of Education, to share a few words.
Yes. I am a product of a famous salmon poacher. My great-grandfather was Garrett O'Connor. He was a great orator, a gentleman, and just loved nature, so he was right up. My grandmother shared his warmth for people, and I remember a time where there was a neighbor whose wife passed away, and they had 2 children. So my grandmother said to the father, I want to make sure your boys have a decent meal every day. So every day the boys would go out and be with Peggy. And that warmth, I think, is in everybody in Ireland, and I appreciate being here. I first came here when I was 21, and my late brother Don was 20. And right now, my family and I are going on a trip that my brother wanted us to go on so that he could have his last trip to Ireland. So thank you for being a generous country. Shirley talked about Ralph Smedley, and 100 years ago he created something because he noticed that there was a need for young men to speak eloquently, especially if they were looking for a job. And he created something over the 100 years. Well, that was incredible. We have 300,000 people right now as members. But think about how many millions of people that he touched over 100 years. And I was one of them. When I was growing up, I was quiet. I was with a family of big personalities and big voices, and I really wasn't comfortable about coming out of my shell. My mother was an extreme extrovert, and she said, well, you didn't say anything, so I thought you were all right. But really, I needed somebody to encourage me to be who I was as a speaker. In high school, I was quiet. In university, my professor would say, Marilyn, you know more than I do. Challenge me. But I was afraid of making a mistake. So I was backing up instead of stepping forward. When I joined the workforce, that was incredible as well, because I thought, well, if I work hard, head down, I will be noticed and I will be rewarded. But I kept hitting the glass ceiling, and I was also overlooked. And all my brilliant ideas weren't going out the door under my name. They were going out the door under other people's names. And so I was miserable. I worked hard, I wasn't getting anything. I also got bullied in the boardroom because people really didn't understand young women getting into positions of authority. One day my friend Jacqueline said, Marilyn, come to me to my Toastmasters club. And I didn't have a clue what Toastmasters was all about, and she said it would be good for you to come to this club. So I went to the club, and I was in a room full of strangers, and she never showed up again. So I thought to myself, well, do I stay or do I go? But I looked around the room at all of the people that were there, and there was a special being of there. They were inclusive, they were supportive, and I stayed. And it was the best decision that I've ever made. I joined in June of 2000, and I'm still in Toastmasters because I really believe in Toastmasters. And I have gone from one level to another because I want to. I don't want to plateau as a speaker. I want to keep growing and growing and growing. What did I learn about with Toastmasters? I learned how to look at someone and deliver something. So it's a point. Instead of seeing a sea of eyes, I see people. I'm having a one-on-one conversation with people. I learned that my voice, I had a very tiny voice, and I decided, well, I'm going to join a church choir. And I learned about the dynamics of the voice and the musicality of words. And that has continued with me, and I share that with people. You have to breathe from the belly and project your voice. But there has to be a lilt, an Irish lilt in your voice in order to capture everyone. I learned about body language because I was at first looking at the floor and I wasn't looking at anyone. But I looked up and I learned how to use my movements and my body language in order to capture everyone. But more important, I learned about knowing your audience and what it is that they want to have. If you are talking to an experienced audience, you don't want to give them the regular words that you would to a novice audience. What you do is you present something that is new, or present what was something that has happened in the past, but in a new, fresh way. Over the years, I have met beautiful people. COVID was a great thing because I was able to join Guardian online, and I continue to attend online. And that is special to me because I can share my wisdom and my experience with everyone. So if you are not a Toastmaster, if you want to expand your world, basically, why not join a Toastmasters club? Be able to get up in front of an audience and gain your confidence that you need to do. And it's pausing. It's looking at people, and it is getting up and being you and discovering who you are as a speaker and who you are as a leader. And everybody has the opportunity to expand and be better and better and better. So I encourage you in this 100th anniversary, today actually is the day, I encourage you to explore Toastmasters, get up in front of an audience, and share with the world who you are.